Hello, Eric and Christina. Thank you for meeting with me today. I do value your time, and I want to thank you for choosing me as your financial advisor. Now, as far as the question that you provided to me, I believe it's fantastic that you have such a strong conviction when it comes down to your children's education, and saying that that's a very incredibly strong goal that you have to save for your children's education. What I wanted to bring to your attention is that the fact that you also have to worry about your retirement. Um, One of the things that I notice is that you're overfunding your children's education and underfunding your retirement. I know that Eric mentioned about paying off his work van. Now, all these things, while they are important, we have to focus on long-term investing. And what I mean by that is that we could definitely strategize one your debt and another your investment. So what I mean by that is having to pay the minimum for the work truck, since the interest on that is very low. So the value of money to borrow money is low relative to your other investments that you could invest in. Now, one of the things that you have to focus is your retirement. So I know that you want to set your children up for success when they're adults, but another thing you got to think about is, what if you don't have enough assets in retirement, or you run out of money during retirement? So the last thing you want to do is burden your children, in the sense that now either you might have to go back to work uh, as you're older and your body's not going to be as strong, or you might even have to live with your children and become that burden to your children where they have to take care of you because you were unable to take care of yourselves while you were younger. Now, and I don't mean this to scare you, but what I'm trying to say is we could uh, get both goals established by just strategizing a little bit better. So my recommendation is you guys lower your contributions to your children's college education and fund the your retirement with that extra funds that you're getting, leaving the debt the way it is, and focusing on making sure that your long-term goals is established, and having with a better rate of return that we're going to get on your investments, we'll be able to provide that long-term goal that we're talking about. Um, uh, Another thing that I was thinking is, just to explain a little bit, is that we it is very common that we do see that in our investment industry, in where some of their clients have what we call um, self-control. What I mean by that is, it's actually the financial industry is not so much as picking and choosing right and wrong investments, but it has to do a lot with psychological um, determinants that investors have. And one of the things called self control that we study is that also provides the investor uh, the the lack of focus into the long term goals for the quick satisfaction of their short term goals. So going back to this example, it seems that we're focused a little bit too much on the short goals, which is paying off your van, paying off your children's education, where we're not really focusing on the long term goals, being retirement, being successful, being financial independent, making sure your children's are going to school and they're set up for success for when they grow. So and all that path of that journey is what I'm here to do, and I'm here to help you with. So what I want to do is make sure that we stay on track, make sure that we have these annual visits so we could make sure that you guys are succeeding financially. So going back again to my recommendation is that we lower the contributions to your children's education, knowing that we're getting a better rate of return, and in turn investing those assets into your retirement so we have success retirement, and we leverage the borrowing power that you have in the fact that the van is at low interest and just paying the van as you go along in your business. So again, that's my recommendation for what you're the question that you were providing for me. Thank you so much, and let's get ready to move on to the next question. Thank you.